Grand rising to everyone. I see the early birds as usual out and stunting. And welcome, Dr. Claudette. We both have our stories around today.
Yes,
You
yes.
having none, and myself having a little, but just waking up a few moments ago and trying to look very fresh and cute. And I think you're both
You
succeeding.
succeeded.
Yes, we're succeeding. So, grand rising to all. I see
Mhm.
Hathora, I see Lauren, I see Setla, Fel, Gianna, Mickey, Janet, and Zinga. Grand rising to you all. And how is everybody doing? It's the new moon, celebrating a new moon, a brand new moon. It's an interesting month because I'm sure most people don't realize, and this is why it's such a beautiful thing to be attuned to the natural cycles.
Mhm.
So it's this month we had a full moon on the 1st, and we're going to have a blue moon on the 31st of May. So we're in the beginning of an interesting portal,
Mhm.
and um, I'm not really a big detailed astrologer, as you know, but I still kind of read what they say, and it kind of sinks in. I'm going to read something that I saw this morning. It says, "Remember the year of the snake? That was last year. The sheddings, the endings, the collapse of old timelines. Well, this Taurus new moon is the rite of passage into the new." I was like, what? Sounds interesting. And it feels like it because I don't know about you guys, but it's been an intense week. And I don't mean intense, many things happening. I mean intense of how I'm processing this
Yeah.
energy, you know? So it continues, and this post is from Christina, the Soul Alchemist. It says, "This is not just a new moon, it is a super new moon, closer to Earth, more intense, more embodied. And Taurus does not dream the future, Taurus builds it." It says, "This is the second step of the May portal. Scorpio full moon, the alchemy, Taurus new moon, the embodiment, and Sagittarius blue moon, the expansion." So the ego already went through the death. The soul is ready to take the helm of your life. And now reality asks, can you embody who you became? So it says here, Taurus is not passive energy. It is raw sovereignty. It is choosing what truly nourishes you, claiming pleasure without guilt, grounding into your truth, stopping the performance, and stopping the self abandonment. And I found that interesting because last night we had our new moon crystal grid activation. And for the first time ever, I said, guys, we're not going to focus on the global issues and humanity. We're going to focus on our personal affairs and making sure that our dreams come through and making sure that we bring our visions right into reality today and not wait for the future. So that's what we did last night, and it was just totally unplanned. So this new moon is not happening in isolation. We currently have a rare planetary concentration: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, the first three signs of the zodiac. Initiation, embodiment, liberation. I found that interesting. The collective field is accelerating faster than most realize. Saturn plus Neptune remains in the first degrees of Aries. Neptune whispers, dream beyond what your eyes can. Saturn demands, now build it. Soul vision meets reality architecture. And I found that so interesting in terms of how we rolled out last night's meditation, focused on our dreams, our visions. And meanwhile, Mars and Chiron remains activated in karmic degrees, The toxic masculine is surfacing in all of us. Rejection, suppression, fear of visibility, fear of choosing yourself fully. Then comes Gemini. Mercury prepares to enter its domicile. Uranus sits at the very first degree conjunct Sedna. I don't even know what Sedna is. This is it. This is where timelines split. The two awakeners shaking your reality. Uranus breaks stagnant realities. I'm happy. Sedna reveals where you betrayed yourself to survive. Interesting. In mythology, Sedna loses everything before becoming sovereign of the ocean depths. Sometimes life cuts away what no longer aligns, so your highest self can finally emerge. Reality architecture. This is why everything feels so intense. Parts of you want safety, another part knows your old life no longer fits. Your nervous system calls it uncertainty, your soul calls it expansion. So, this is it. We're going to step into it. This may be one of the biggest life transition portals of our lifetime. Not because the universe is destroying you, but because it is asking, will you finally stop negotiating with your truth? This is what this moment is about.
Mm.
So, for those of you that didn't really understand why this month and this week felt like it did, those are the reasons. I find it a very interesting period as well,
Mhm.
watching what's going on the global um, stage, where the war just evaporated and then they literally replaced our attention on the hantavirus. I just say, I'm not paying these people no mind. Let them continue with their staged stuff. We'll continue with what we're doing. So this morning, today, we're going to change it up a little. We're going to allow Dr. Claudette to come in with her wisdom of the three and what the 3-3 portal means under the Echo cosmology. So, Dr. Claudette, you are on.
I am on. I am on. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning to everyone.
Good
Uh,
morning.
Blessupfulness of the new moon, the the moon and the sun hanging out together in Taurus. As you heard, a very earthly sign, a very substantial sign. Um, so the sun spends approximately 37 days in Taurus,
Mm-hmm,
and and so you have this period um, within which to substantiate, to manifest
mm-hmm,
those dreams, those ideas. You'll be supported in this time, as Paula was outlining from the astrological reading. But one of the interesting things, as we go into Igbo esoterics and metaphysics, one of the questions we need to ask ourselves, which we don't often, and it's part of you know modern astrology, and people usually don't read for that. But if I were to say to you, where are you? Where are you? You know where the sun is. You know where Venus is. Where's the Earth? Where are you? So, Paula, as you're talking about grounding oneself and focusing on oneself, where is the Earth? And all of that is relevant. But Earth is now in the sign of Scorpio, which is a sign of change.
mm-hmm,
So, substantive change, right? Effective change, long lasting change. Um, this is what we're about with this configuration. Black moon being close to the earth, both the sun and the moon in the sign of Taurus, saying, come on now, make it happen. This
mm-hmm,
is the time, make it happen. And then it's a 3-3 portal for our Igbo calendar, which starts at the spring equinox. And three is what the Igbos call the Ikenga number, the strength of the house. Ike, Enga, Nga, Nga house, Ike strength. In this configuration, the strength of the house. And so we have a month called Ifeke, power, the power of explosion. Ifeke actually means something exploding. In Igbo metaphysics, they don't think of the earth, we don't think of the earth as being created. The earth, sorry, the world, the universe, it just happened, it exploded. But creation is a nice word to use for this moment. So remember, we started out with one thing. That one thing chose to divide itself into two. Now, what do two people do, two opposing energies do when they get together? This is primal technology, right?
Primal technology, huh?
Big Bang. All of us are here because of a Big Bang. Literally, all of us are here because of a Big Bang. You separate into two, then you come together,
To one.
you mate,
Mm-hmm.
and endlessness. This is the notion of, as I said before, of two equals zero. And
Yes.
so we've dedicated a month to celebrate sex in the most beautiful, cosmic way. Because, in one sense, remember that the calendar mimics the creative process or the life process, right? So, two people coming together, they have a big bang, and whoop, we have continual, endless civilization. It's 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 actually a beautiful, beautiful thing. Ife, which means something. Fire is energy or bursting forth. But guess what? Ife also means civilization. And remember what we're saying about the Igbo language, that intonation matters. So you'll have the same spelling, intonation. So we're talking about the creation of civilization, even as we talk about Taurus and Earth. And what you should do, you'd surprise yourself if you go and look at the relationship between bovines. We're talking about cows and bisons and buffaloes, those four. Like, look at the relationship between bovines and human beings. You'll be very surprised at what you'll find, because the word bow is there also. So we're talking about millions of years of existence, where the word has kept its meaning as one of the first things. So that's just a little aside there to say, go look up the similarities between yourself and a cow, and you'll be surprised. The mammalian. So 3-3 celebrates separation, bursting out. Think of a star bursting out, separation or dispersal of the one thing that became many things. Rays of the sun bursting forth, an explosion. This is why in modern European systems, when we go through school, we learn about the Big Bang Theory. This is actually the third phase within Igbo cosmology. This is the third phase, and we don't use the word creation. We prefer to say explosion or spreading out. Now, when we get here, we're talking about the creation of everything. Isness, what ife, what does this word mean? It's isness, something, right? There's something that's existing. And that something that's existing multiplies itself through explosion, so that when it gets to four, brings itself together and arranges to create order. But this is where it's the notion of, in some sense, this notion of chaos theory, but we don't use those words because we don't see it as chaos. It's just part and parcel of isness, of being. So this something, this isnness explodes so that it can continue. This is the third phase of the life cycle. Why is this three? Why is this the third phase? What is it about three? We talk about three as a master number, and we talk about this notion of when something stands beside it. So if we're emerging from the binary, if you have three things on the right, you're going to have equally three things on the left. The 33 in modern esoterics speaks to the creative force. So you can see where that comes from, this notion of creation, explosion, big bang, mating, that orgasm, all of those words apply that creates something new. And even though that something is many things, it has within it the capacity for continuity and endlessness. So we're talking about mating, we're talking about coming together, we're talking about the creation of community in the first sense through dispersal, right? So we use the third month to celebrate, to celebrate, to celebrate ourselves as beings of light, chips of that old block was one, two, comes together again, it creates three, it creates many. And so, strength in diversity, strength in numbers, strength in little lights, multi lights, peeny wally lights, each human being, each isness, everything in existence as forms of light. Everything in existence as important because it finds a way to find its place and to arrange it. Think of the order of the universe, how fine tuned it is. And so, in a way, you can see three as the first child of two. Within, within that first child, of course, is also the potential for the endlessness. Woman is born with all her eggs, the male has his seed, and we continue on. So this is a point where we concentrate then on what we call community, which is the foundation of all African societies. That is to say, the foundation of all human societies. It's something that we've forgotten. But we must remember that all of those stars, all of those lights, all of those pieces that shattered, another way of saying it, in the Yoruba culture, they talk about the broken calabash that gets put back together. And if you look at the globe, the map of the earth that we have today, you can see that calabash with the different, the countries being the different joints broken up. They said that we're divided for love's sake so that we can have union. It's a profound principle again of the binary because you can't come together if you haven't been divided. And you can't be divided if you weren't one before. But within that, you look at what is that thing that's bringing you together? What is that thing that's separating you? And you think of the modern family, right? You have these two people, they come together, and all the focus is on the child. The child becomes literally the strength of that house. That child has within it all the potential of the two. That child is nurtured. That child is loved. That child is grown in a community. It's the first community. In the Igboan sense, that first child would be obviously a daughter we call Ada. And she is considered the mother, the great mother, the mother. And of course, we have in all human cultures the honoring of the Madonna, Black mother, white mother, Chinese mother. Mothers are revered. But this is the feminine principle that has within it that potential to continue life. Because again, as I said, Ife also means civilization. And you don't get here any other way. If you know another way of being human other than through a woman, please, I would like to hear it. Hands up, right? No other way. And so this is the privileging of female. And in privileging female, this is why the Igbo culture is a matriarchal culture and all the traditional cultures are matriarchal because it's the honoring of that space from which you came. It's honoring of the center. So I want to make that point this morning. I also want to talk about this Ikenga figure. So we've spoken about it before, and I want to do something different this morning because Paula has put me on first so I can go sleep. I told her I had so many things to say, but I'll just open my mouth and see what comes out. But it's very, very important as we're talking about primal technology, right? So we come here every month and we celebrate these portals. And what we're celebrating today, as we said, is a portal of creativity, manifestation, because we're joining with Taurus, Sun and the Moon in Taurus. You use these 37 days to manifest everything that you need to manifest. But one of the things we do with three, the Igbos say that three is the peacemaker, three is neutral, three possesses the left and the right, right? The binary within it. And we also have said that when something is broken and you weld it together, the point of welding is the strongest point. Now, have you ever thought of your chakra, your seven chakras, that middle point in your body, that invisible line that we've all come to know in all human cultures as your 33? So if 33 is a master number, because it's the number of creativity, it's the number of nurturing, it's the number of spiritual joy, it's the number of high intelligence. Spiritual joy, remember we're talking about sex also. So, or to say mating that continues the line. This is spiritual. It's supposed to be a joyful thing. Everything, what 33 says in its double is that balance is the optimal way of being on earth. So this is our first week. We have 7 weeks. Each week has a chakra. That's one of the things you can do for this month. We're starting at the root, right? This is the third day. We have 1 day left. And if you see that middle passage, that the Igbo said that's the ladder that God climbs down on, right? Comes down. Everybody has the middle pole, even the Europeans have the pole dance and you go around and everybody. It's the center, it's balance, it's neutral. And if this month, as you're manifesting, as you're putting your dreams into reality, as you're using all of the energies as the cosmos available to you, you look at those 7 spots. As you're 33, how am I going to master these 7 portals that within the Igbo culture we would say Ikenga, the three, the peacemaker? How will you make peace with yourself? As Paula just read, why are you running away from yourself? This is the time for you to come into yourself, recreate yourself even substantially, because we're talking about a portal of creativity, a portal of manifestation, the isness being multiple and recognizing itself as one. So the child, if you see your chakra as your child of your left side and your right side, as your balance, your baby, yourself as your baby, how will you grow that child? starting from the root, from the foundation, because this is how we do the month upside down. You start from the, how will you nurture that child? How will you grow that child? What community will you expose that child to? What are you going to expose that child to on WhatsApp or on social media? Where are you going to go with that child? This is a very, very, very interesting exercise, and I would love people to comment in the future, Paula, as you go forward about how that worked out for them. Because what we're saying now is creativity in terms of rebirthing yourself. If you're at that stage where you need to recreate yourself, rebirth yourself, balance yourself, empower yourself. Because remember, we're saying that Ikenga means the strength of the house, the thing that, what is holding you together? Can you identify what is holding you together? If we say 1 1 is a master number, 2 2 is a master, 3 3 is the ultimate, because it is balance, because it binds you together in a way. There's no one meaning. And this word, this notion of 3 3 as a master number spreads come to us today through Western means. But when we go back and we reach back, this is notion the Igbo say, whatever gets to 3 gets stuck. I gotta pass there. So this means that this is a very important month within the calendar, where if you settle yourself here, because remember, next month now, you're going to have to arrange and organize and put things, because we're talking about the tetragrammaton, the four corners, the four everything that we are. Today we're concentrating on ourselves as 3, and 3 being our own child. The possibility, as we said, mu means I create. This is the word for spirit. So when we say Eke, Ifeke, the Big Bang, what are you going to explode? What are you going to give to the world? What are the things that you're going to shatter as we go through this month? Within the construct of the Fa, Taurus also has the number 6, which is 3 3. And this is how we see, when we look at the Igbo calendars, it starts from either equinox. We see the beauty of it and the alignment of it with the cosmos. Because here it is that we're having the new moon, we're having the solar energy in 3 3, which is a sign of Taurus, which again, earth, look at a cow. Look at a bison. Look at these things are substantial. They're substantive. This is what you need to be. This is what you double. Both sides of you, left and right, before and behind, above and below. How can I substantially be what I have created myself to be? And if I've forgotten the contracts that I made before I came, how do I recover them and begin to live that substantive earth life? Because remember, the philosophy is we're here on vacation from spirit world. This is a soul case, the case for your chakra, 7 of them. So the soul becomes these 7 points, or the spiritual energy becomes. How your case doing? How you treating your body? Maybe this is the month for you to work on your body and begin to strengthen it substantially by working the chakras, or by whatever means you have available to you. What do you need to, as we said, separate yourself? Not going there, so don't need to do that. I'm taking care of me, the child that is on vacation. Let me understand what that means for me in my own life amid all of the nonsense that we see happening around us. How will we focus? Creativity. The Igbos say the universe, the word for the universe, just another little aside, is wa. It's the cry of a baby. When the child is born and you need it to take its first breath, if it needs help, it starts crying. Think about UWA, wow, and listen for that sound when you hear a child crying, whether the child is Chinese, African, whether the child comes from Iran, whether the child comes from Afghanistan. All the babies say, I am here through their cry. Again, primal technology. Wow. That is the word for the universe. We're all children. If there's somebody out there listening who doesn't have a mother or a father, because this is the point I'm making to you, right? If you see yourself as a child of the universe being God, however you conceive it, we're all children. So you're taking care of yourself as a product of the universe, as a child of the universe. Wow, cry if you need to cry this month. Cry and get yourself back there. This is primal technology. The sounds mean something in Igbo language. They mimic something. Even the and the oma, as I told you before, the mimicking, the sounds you make when you're mating, when you're having spiritual joy. This we just say sex now. We no longer define it in these holy terms, but these are holy acts. These are spiritual acts. So the universe has said to us, this is how I am aligned. The moon has come down close to the earth. We know that the earth, as I said before, is in the sign of transformation. Then it's going to move as the sun is moving through Taurus. It's going to get to Equenso or Ophiuchus, the serpent healer, the serpent bearer. Again, chakras, the kundalini, the serpent, right? So maybe in another 4 or 5 days, the earth is going to be in the sign of the serpent bearer. How will you treat your chakras, right? This is represented of that coiled serpent that we elevate up to our crown through our body. Ophiuchus is that kind of, we say it's a composite sign, right? If you look at Scorpio, right there near the galactic center, the Scorpio and Ophiuchus. The sign that we call Scorpio actually includes Ophiuchus because the sun only spends 6.5 days in Scorpio because it goes across the Scorpion, but it spends another 19.5, I think, in Ophiuchus. And Ophiuchus is hidden for most of the year. It's one of these constellations you don't see. So they just disappeared it on us and said 12. They merged it into 12. But you need to understand why Scorpio is considered the sign of transformation. It's because it has 3 parts. It's the scorpion, the serpent, and the eagle. The eagle represents the crown. We say it flies closest to God. It's revered in this country. I think somebody's about to go to jail for killing one, right? It's revered in many, many cultures. There's a reason. So begin to see yourself now. The serpent, again, as I explained, Kundalini, the phallus, the life force, all of those things. But remember, it's not one. If one serpent is 3, the other serpent is 3. 33. Come back to this twin serpent, right? The what is something the doctor them use? The stethoscope for sound you. Old people in Jamaica said, "I go get sound," right? Literally, the doctor, 2 serpents on his head, listening to your heart and other parts of your body. I want you to be aware of the earth being in Ophiuchus. We miss this opportunity every year, right here, the 3rd month, to actually use it as a sign of Christ consciousness. This is where you get the Jesus that comes from the Eshu, that comes from all of these things come from Africa, right? Oh, we don't kill our deities on crosses and those things. We don't misrepresent. When we say Ekwensu, or Eshu Yoruba Ekwensu in Igbo for that particular sign of Fucus. We say it's the opener of the way. So you see how everything comes together now when we're saying we want to manifest substantially. Talking about Ganesha in India, right? The opener of the way, the man of the crossroads is really a woman and a man, but it's all right. It's a patriarchy. We give them that. But you know, as an African person, all the signs are androgynous, and you can focus on both aspects or whichever aspect you want. But because it's a serpent, obviously, it it lends itself more because of its shape to think of it as patriarchal. So if you want to say serpent and you give the eagle to the woman, that's fine because she's queen anyway. But the notion is higher consciousness. So we're coming back again to the Kundalini. We're raising, but opens the road, the opener of the road, the gateway. Because this is what I said to you. Remember, this is important. This is the third month now in the calendar. So you want to manifest and make sure that gate open and you're balanced and everything all right. So that going forward, when you begin now to really work in earnest in community, you have all of those faculties. So remember that you can say in a way, if you're praying to your Jesus Christ, if that's what you're doing, you can reconceive that in primal African terms, as simple as simply that energy that makes things happen, that energy that manifests, that makes things, that opens the road for you, that shows you the road. And you, if you can, instead of using that image of the cross, use the actual sign, the way it's painted in any cultures is better than that bleeding, that image of violence. You really want that holding of that serpent. That's really the image you want. If you want to change some of those concepts that have been misrepresented, you just think of yourself as holding the serpent, which means wisdom. So again, we're talking about self-knowledge, right? Opener of the way, the creator of community. If you see the zodiac, right, as a dome, enter through that, right? But think of yourself then. I want to leave you with this image. You are the snake, and you're cradling it, you're holding it. Nurture it, manifest its potential. You have cosmic support. It's the time to do it. And this is why we come here every month, to kind of remind you you're a child of the universe. You live in a community. All the other lights came from the same big bang. You begin to see mating as sacred, as spiritual joy. You're not afraid of some story about some woman in some garden with a snake and the snake is bad. We want to redirect you to these kind of primal technologies that still obtain today, because you can't be without your parents. You're a child, right? Your foundation is important. And so I bid you blessings of the Taurus new moon, blessings of the number 6 constellation within the Igbo context. See yourself as 3 on the left, 3 on the right, serpent in the middle, and yourself as nurturing yourself, as recreating yourself, as being the best you that you can be, knowing where you are, because you know where you are now. You're in Scorpio now. You're soon gonna be in Ophiuchus until we get to the next sign when it gets to Sagittarius. So know that you're literally standing at the door and you can manifest that which you need to, because you are a master. You are a master number. Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
Beautiful, Dr. Claudette. I'm so happy that you broke it down like this.
Mhm.
Every new moon, we tend to have the same message of, oh, it's a new moon, it's a time for manifesting. But this one is really special based on its positioning, and I'm happy how you brought the 3-3 into the vertebrae, the thing
Mhm.
that runs through our column. And for the purpose of the New Earth leaders that are here, we actually did a whole session on the vertebrae being our spiritual antenna. That's what is helping us to transmit and to receive,
There you go.
um, um, the signals.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all very beautifully brought
Mm-hmm.
together. And I
Mm-hmm.
think we are able to understand that we are actually standing at the doorway and we can walk through
Mm-hmm.
into our manifestation. So thank you for bringing it so beautifully together. And
Always welcome.
I hope that you really rest well today.
Yes, yes.
And we're going to be going into the meditation. So you
Mhm.
can meditate while you can sleep while we
Yes.
bring
Well,
you
yeah.
into meditation.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Claudette.
Always welcome. Thank you. All right.
So now we're going to go into our meditation. For those of you that are just joining, we asked Dr. Claudette to go first with the whole 3-3 portal and the theme around 3-3 based on the Igbo tradition. So you haven't missed too much. We're just about ready to begin the meditation part. So we're going to invite Tonya to the stage and Rohan also to do reflections and then to do the ancestral resolve clearing. So adding Tonya to the stage now. Hello, Tonya. Grand rising to
Hi.
you.
Hi, Paula. Nice to be present again.
Yes, we feel like we had our new moon crystal grid activation last night. So literally we just went to bed and we're up again with each other, and it's kind of wonderful.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Feels like we had a sleepover or something.
Yes. Let me add Rohan to the stage.
Oh, good.
Good Grand Rising Rohan, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. I'm well. Morning,
Excellent,
everyone.
excellent. We're all good. I see everybody here from last night and a lot of people here from all over the
Okay,
world. Someone from Rwanda,
that's great.
regulars, from the United States,
Oh,
from South Africa. We just want to welcome everyone who's here. Thank you for being here. You could be in your bed sleeping, but you have chosen to be here, and we're very deeply appreciative of that. So I'm handing over to Tonya now for this morning's reflections. Then we're going straight on to Rohan for the clearing, and then I'll come back for the breath work and sound bath. While Rohan is doing his clearing, I'll put on the sound bath. So over to you, Tonya.
okay. Thank you, Paula. And I just want to also say thank you again to Dr. Paulette for her presence and bringing Igbo traditional teaching definitely about, the Big Bang, right? Every day there's something new every day because guess what? And so no two moments are alike. And so when we return to presence from the world of sleep, I feel like that's a big bang, right? Because I get up like really energized, feeling refreshed, knowing that there's a beautiful new day ahead. And I'm just thankful and grateful. So, aside from the other mechanisms of the Big Bang that Dr. Claudette spoke about, in which we are all created, I take notice of the big bangs that happen on a daily basis. And so it keeps me very centered and excited about life and this journey. So I'm forever grateful for that awareness. And so I would just say continue with that, continue on your learning path, you're growing, and just coming into a deeper awareness of your true nature and the balance that is necessary to navigate this physical realm. Because going into either extreme, we know that it's as Rowan would say, it's a slippery slope. So we want to maintain balance within all that we do, recognizing the aspects of ourself, spirit, body, mind, and just um, allowing our spirit to take the lead, listening within to source, allowing the mind to serve, and taking very good care of this physical vessel that we've been gifted with. And so, with that, I'll hand over to Rohan for our group clearing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hi everyone. Oh, I really enjoyed Dr. Claudette's talk this morning. You know, the first when I came on, the first thing I heard is, you know, where are you? That kind of hit me in a very interesting way, because you know when I consider it really and truly, I think we were made. Where are we? We were ashamed. You know, even when it started in the Garden of Eden, it's about that shame. And so, what are the two things we're always shamed about? Money and sex. So, and we are celebrating everything else. You know, so we're ashamed. We weren't celebrated. We're celebrating everything else except ourselves. And as Dr. Claudette says, we need to start focusing on that snake, on the center, on the doorway of who we are. That's what we're doing. You know, when we keep clearing, we're clearing all of those concepts and coming to the center, coming to the doorway where the light is. So we're going to invite everybody to, and how we access that is, you know, to go within. And you know, I find it interesting how she put it three on the left, three on the right, and the center. You know, I see that as a divine masculine, divine feminine, and the it becomes a balance, and that's what we need. But that's what we need for growth. And as she said, sex divides, and that's what I understand sex to mean, cut, and then come together for expansion. Which that's what in this realm, that's what sex and money does, expand. You know, so it was amazing. So I want to just close your eyes. I want to thank Dr. Claudette for that. And we're just noticing our body. That's it. When we're made to believe what we don't understand, we should be afraid of, instead of, you know, just integrating that shadow. So just going to put your attention on the body, what doesn't feel good, what feels good, that's already. And just notice, become aware of the breath and notice the sensations in our body. And just lean into it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just keep focusing the sensation, the vibration, following your ready. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohan. For those of you who are regular meditators with
I'm
us,
not here.
oh, you're not hearing. For those of you that are regular meditators, feel free to comment on any sensations that you felt, or just take note of them. We are now going into the actual meditation. What Rohan does is ancestral resolve clearing. So he clears the group of any kind of energy that they are bringing into the meditative space, associated with their trauma, the week that went on, the challenges that they're having, so that when we come into this space, go into the meditation, we are not bringing the heaviness, bringing the traumas, bringing the challenges. So at this time, we're going to do a little breath work, and then we're going to go into the guided meditation. So we're going to take some nice deep breaths in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. And this breath work brings us into complete synchronization with each other. There are currently about 39, 40 of us during this meditation. And we are scattered all over the world, each of us being that point of light, that point on the earth grid that is anchoring in light, cosmic light, on this planet Earth. In this moment, we are all grid workers. We are all a specific point on the grid, connected by our breath work, connected by our heart, connected by our love, connected by our consciousness, connected by our understanding of our soul mission, and connected by the fact that we are ready to action our soul mission on this planet. So here we are at this new moon, this May portal, representing the alchemy, representing the embodiment, representing the expansion. We are here not just being passive, we are exerting our presence through our breath and through our presence at this morning's meditation together. We are choosing what truly nourishes us. We are choosing it without guilt. We are grounding into our truth, and we are stopping the performance and stepping into our embodiment. So it's initiation, embodiment, that leads to our liberation, that leads to our expansion, that leads to manifestation by the full moon at the end of this month. So let us look at our vision for ourselves this morning. And let us not look at our vision as something far off in the future. Let us bring that vision right here, right now, into our present moment, into our present reality. Let us bring it from the future into the present. That is what we are being called to do during this portal, during this new moon portal. The collective field is accelerating. That's why everything is happening so quickly. That's why the week passes so quickly. That's why the year has moved so swiftly. Time is speeding up. So we don't have to wait for a long time for the future. The future is now. Neptune whispers, dream beyond what your eyes can see. This is the moment where soul vision meets reality architecture. So we are called to bring the future into the now. So in this moment, I am asking you to think about something, your vision, your dream that you want to make reality. Think about that now. Today, we're not going to focus on the collective and humanity. We're not doing a meditation for humanity today. We do it all the time. Today, we're doing the meditation for us, for ourselves, on a personal level. What do you want? What do you want now for yourself? Today, we're being selfish. Today, we're being self-centered. Today, we're focusing on what we want. Yes? And as I open my eyes, I see someone from Southern California celebrating their 71st solar return. And we welcome them. And we ask everyone to just be self-centered for this meditation. Focus on yourself. What nourishes you? What do you want? What do you want to experience? What do you want to have? Focus on that for this meditation. Because together, what we are doing is amplifying our individual visions that we want to bring forward so that we can start to see a result by the full moon on the 31st of May. So whatever it is that you dream of seeing that manifestation by the full moon. Consider for a moment that your dream today is being amplified by the 40 odd other persons that are here in this moment, amplifying your dream. We are propelling our dream into the quantum field, and it is being amplified by the ones of us present here in this moment. We are doing a great thing for each other and for ourselves. So, for those of you that are experiencing loss, understand this. In mythology, Sedna loses everything before becoming sovereign of the ocean depths. So, do not dwell on what you have lost or what you are losing. Focus on the things that you are going to gain because of the losses that you are experiencing. Let me say that again. For those of you that are experiencing loss, understand that this loss is bringing in the more that you need at this time. Uranus, that is present now, is breaking the stagnant realities. And Sedna is revealing where you betrayed yourself in order to survive. That's okay. Because now you're going to bring in so much more. So prepare yourselves for the more. Prepare yourselves for the plenty. Prepare yourselves for the reality, which includes your dream now, not later. Prepare yourself for that. Know that your old life no longer fits. Embrace that. Embrace the fact that your nervous system is not accustomed to getting your dream just happening like that. It's going to take a little bit of adjustment for you to understand that your dream is coming into reality now. Get used to that. Get used to speaking of something and then it happens. Get used to that. And be careful with what you speak, because now you're understanding that what you say becomes reality even faster than it used to in the past. Be responsible with your words and be prepared for the manifestations happening very quickly. This is what your soul calls expansion. So understand that this period, this May, this month of May, we have the second half of May about to unfold. Recognize that this May will be one of the biggest life transitions in your life. Do not fear it. Embrace it. Right? You are not being destroyed. Things might be falling apart, but they're falling apart to come back together. They're falling apart so that you can consciously build a stronger foundation. Okay? So it is this time for you to embrace your future vision now. Not in the future, but now. The future is now. The future is here. So I want us all to take a few moments in the privacy of our homes, in the privacy of our bedrooms now, to speak out loud your vision that you are about to birth into your reality, your future vision, which has become, or which is about to become, your present reality. Speak now your dreams. Speak now your vision. Speak in the present tense the reality that you have been seeking for a long time, because that reality is now. And I will be silent while you speak. And after you speak, we go into the silence. The silence that births the reality that we are now ready for. And as we continue this morning's meditation, moving towards the end, even though I have not called in the light is present. The light is intelligent. The light knows that we sit here with each other. And so the light has automatically flowed in through the crown and is flowing down the three vertebrae, our 33 vertebrae, coursing down our spinal column. As we sit erect or lie prostrate in our bed, conscious and aware of the light flowing through us, clearing, cleansing, and activating all our chakras, our organ systems, our blood, our lymphatic system, and preparing us to go forward with power and explosion into our new reality, the reality that we have dreamed of for so many years and have been afraid to pursue because we have thought ourselves less. We have thought ourselves insufficient. But today, we know that we are all that we need. We have all that we need to create the reality that we want in this moment, not in the future. The future is now. Our future is now. Let that sink in. Let me repeat it again. The future is now. We no longer have to wait. We no longer have to wait to do that thing. The universe has configured the planets perfectly to support bringing in our vision into reality today, this month of May. We have the cosmic support for our dreams to be made manifest. Let me reinforce that again. You don't need another course. You don't need another certification. You don't need another penny to realize your dream, your vision. You have everything you need energetically to manifest your reality. And as I'm speaking, I'm thinking of my dream and all the obstacles that I have put in the way of my dream. And I'm here today to listen to my words and step into that dream and know that it will become reality. And so I'm speaking into everybody today that my words will not come back empty. Every single person on this meditation today is about to make their dream become their reality. And everybody who joins us later in this meditation, you are about to make your dream come true right around the new moon, the full moon at the end of May. It is written in the heavens, and as above, so below, as without, so within. We are configured to bring our dream into reality this month. So we sit with gratitude that our dreams will become manifest, that everything that we seek is also seeking us, and that today with our breath we are magnetizing what it is that we truly want. We are magnetizing to ourselves what we truly need. And we are also going to be playing a role in assisting other people to get their dreams manifesting. We are going to be portals to other people's dreams being manifest, and other people are going to be the portals to our dream becoming manifest. We have the quantum entanglement by virtue of sitting here this morning. We are amplifying each other's dreams, and our dreams are going to be amplified energetically by this meditation. And so it is, and so it shall be. And with that, we bring today's meditation to an end. And so I just want to invite Tonya and Rohan to join me on stage as we wrap this morning's meditation. And I invite your final words, Tonya.
Oh, I was so deep in a place of stillness that I don't have any words
Nice.
other than to say thank you. Thank you to everyone participating today, bringing your love and energy, and just continue throughout the day in that inner stillness and carry peace with you.
Thank you. And Rohan?
Okay, just want to thank everyone. And as you were saying, it's not selfish, it's self care. Just want to put that out there. Self care. And really, that's the best way to take care of the planet. When we take care of ourselves, it ripples from that. 'Cause the more we improve ourselves, it's not about impressing others. It's improving ourselves, and so we improve others.
Yes. Thank you, Rohan. Nourishing ourselves
Yes,
is putting us at the center. And
yes,
today we're
definitely.
doing it with no shame, no guilt. We
Yeah,
deserve this. We always pour so much into humanity. It's time to pour something into ourselves. And we know that what happens at the micro also happens at the macro. So when we take care of ourselves, the whole planet benefits. So today, focus on yourself, take care of yourself, put yourself at front and center today and for the rest of the month, and see what happens. Nourish yourself, focus on yourself, pour into yourself, and see what happens. Have a wonderful day, and we will connect again soon. Thank you all so very much for being here.